Tonight's 2018 election coverage is brought to you by the Wisconsin Hospital Association. For over 90 years, a valued voice for Wisconsin hospitals, supporting high-quality, high-value care in communities like yours.
Wisconsin Eye is in the Brown County Library in Green Bay. We're interviewing candidates in the 2014 election. We're interviewing Terry Katsma of Oostburg. He's a Republican candidate in the 26th Assembly District. Terry, welcome to Wisconsin Eye.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Just this programming note, Wisconsin Eye appreciates the support of the Wisconsin Hospital Association, which represents more than 139 hospitals and health systems, for making these candidate interviews possible. Terry, you on your website, you say you would be a citizen lawmaker. Explain that. Give us some of your background.
Sure. What that means is I've been in private industry for 34 years, and in banking, and in a small community bank, and I'm mid-50s, and it's time for me to switch careers, and that's what I mean when I talk about a citizen legislator. And I want to use those skills and abilities that I've developed in the private sector to work in the public sector.
Well, you've been president of Oostburg Bank.
2+ years.
2+ years.
2+ years. I've been at the bank for 33 years.
Okay.
So I've walked from my house to the bank for 33 years, and so.
Are you going to stay as president? Or
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've retired or resigned from that, and that'll be next week. And so I'm devoting full attention and resources to this race.
Why did you decide, other than you were wanting a change of careers?
Well, politics.
Was there any one issue that brought you?
No, no one issue. Definitely not. Politics has always been something that's been intrigued me. Being involved in public policy is important, and I believe it's time that I can give back to that.
Is there any industry that has changed more over the last 2 decades in banking?
Probably
with
not.
Dodd-Frank and everything?
Correct. So we've seen the government trying to run the banking industry, and like it has done in the automotive industry, in healthcare, education, on and on. But you're right, banking has certainly been influenced greatly.
And then we have a new federal agency that's designed to protect the consumer.
Yes.
I'm just curious, were all those changes good for we consumers?
We don't think so. The feeling that government cares more about our customers than what we do is very frustrating to me, and that's one of the things. One of the issues is regulation, and it's the overburden of regulation that I'm witnessing and seeing in many different industries, and especially in our industry.
Isn't it the federal government that is overburdening your industry?
That is a true statement.
But you're running for a state office. Yeah. Can you do anything about overregulation from a state perspective if you're elected?
If I'm elected, there's right now a Write the Rules process going on. Yes. where there is a review of existing rules, and that is one step toward investigating and looking at those types of rules. But you're right, the majority of the issues are on the federal level. But a little bit at a time, I
understand. One of the biggest issues deals with public schools in Wisconsin, Yeah. The issue of voucher and choice programs, do you support those, sir?
Yes,
as
I
options
do.
To public schools?
Yeah, I think that parents are best suited to decide what's in the best interest of their children, and it's been a gradual process, and I do support the parents having those choices. Correct.
The next school year, there'll be a 1,000-person student cap on choice statewide. Yeah. What do you think of the next budget, which you'd vote on if you're elected? Should that cap completely off, or should it stay at 1,000, or some other change?
I would look at expanding that cap. Yes. Yeah.
Take it off completely, or?
I've been at this for a month and a half, so okay. I don't have all my issues defined yet. I'm investigating some of those things, and that is one of them. Is how is it best?
When you, although you've only been campaigning a few weeks, when your potential constituents ask you how you feel about Common Core standards, What do you say?
My answer to that is I'm in favor of local control, and that's a problem that Common Core is imposing federal rules, and I think that Wisconsin can do better than what some of those Common Core standards are. But we're a couple of years into Common Core, so that's the issue. That's the problem. Can we roll back on Common Core? I don't know.
Some of these candidates that I interview, and it may not be in your race, are saying Wisconsin should withdraw from Common Core. Are you there yet?
I'm not there yet. I'm studying the issue, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
A question on health care. As you know, the federal government told every state, if you expand your MA benefits, we'll pay for the expansion costs at least for the first few years.
Right.
Governor Walker and the leaders of the Senate and the Assembly said, federal government, thanks, no thanks. Was that a wise decision?
I believe that was a correct decision, yes.
Why?
Yes. Because the government, the federal government is having those carrots out there, and I don't think that they could. So I believe that was the right decision.
Transportation, very important to Northeast Wisconsin. Well, very important to all of Wisconsin as we get our goods and services to market. Yet there's a projected $650 million shortfall in the next 2-year Department of Transportation budget. Do we delay some of these highway projects? Do we raise taxes? Or how do we fill that?
Yeah, that's a tough call. And with the cars getting more efficient, there's less gas tax that's being paid in. I think we need to look at other revenue sources. Tolls have been proposed on that. I know I have my iPass when I go down to visit my kids in Illinois. Mm-hmm. But to delay some of these projects is not the solution either. So. Yeah.
Are you at the point yet where you would consider raising the gas tax or what you and I pay for?
I'm really opposed to raising taxes because I'm very much opposed to that.
Okay. Because it's so timely, I'm asking every candidate this. Your reaction to Judge Crabb's ruling on same-sex marriage, sir?
My reaction is that I'm a believer of one man and one woman for being a marriage. And I think, again, this is an issue that's now, and the fact that we did have the state referendum in 2006. So, but I don't know that there's much that the legislature can do on the issue.
Okay. 2 candidates for Attorney General say first offense drunken driving should be a crime. Right now it's kind of a traffic citation. Yeah. Do you think it should be a crime?
I think it should be a crime, yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another issue debated in Washington and Madison, raising the minimum wage. As somebody who runs a bank, you must have a position on it.
Yeah, I'm opposed to the raising of the minimum wage. I believe that companies can choose what's best to pay their employees, and we need good paying jobs, not raising the minimum wage. And I'm opposed to the government mandating that minimum wage issue.
You've read about the, and I can verify, the amount of partisanship in Madison?
Yes.
In the Senate and the Assembly?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as somebody who could work with both parties?
I do. And banking is very similar to politics. You need to be diplomatic. You need to get along with people. And I'm not going to compromise my character and integrity. But yet, it's clearly the bipartisanship is a problem. It's an issue. And I would seek to communicate with both parties. But yeah.
Is there any other issue that's central to your campaign I haven't asked about, sir?
No.
Okay. Finally, if you choose, do you want to highlight any differences between you and your primary opponents? I
think my experience, my character, I've been serving on a lot of volunteer committees, whether in my community or I was a village board trustee for a number of years, so I'm familiar with that area of responsibility. And as I think about areas that I've had responsibility over, whether it's church councils or Workbound, which is a program to benefit youth, I'm impacted on the level of responsibility that it means. So if you're a village trustee, you think about the 3,000 folks in your village. You ride up and down the street, you think about, am I making the right decisions when it comes to water rates and sewer rates? And if I'm serving as a trustee on a small college, am I making the right decisions when it comes to the students and the faculty? And the burden and responsibility of being a legislator and representing 57,000 people is a great responsibility, and I take that seriously.
I understand. So, well, thank you very much. Terry Katsma of Oostburg is a Republican candidate in the 26th Assembly District. The primary is August 12th. Terry, thanks for talking to Wisconsin Eye.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.